Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
Yes, sir. Bienvenidos a
Buenas
otro capítulo
tardes.
de what, Nicole?
Sorry, no lo siento.
Yeah, we have the hardest job, I swear.
Yeah.
You know how good it feels to be on a mic? We had a almost a month hiatus.
My gosh.
Actually, longer because that was about a month already, huh?
Mm-hmm.
If you're a fan of Sorry No Lo Siento, I'm sorry, but lo siento.
Yeah, we do. Lo siento de verdad because there were situations outside of our control.
Man.
But we're here though, and we were consistently working behind the scenes to still make this happen.
And
Anyone would have thrown in the towel, but we are being consistent and persevering.
And we ended up finding someone new to join the team.
Yeah.
So I don't want to speak too soon because I have this habit where I speak too soon. And look, the last episode, giving praises and everything. And shout out to my boy. Shout out to him. But as soon as I got like, yo, we good, time to start rolling, life happened and actually Mercury retrograde happened. That's what happened.
Mercury has been retrograding really hard. So
but we here, man. I'm so happy. Here. We have another Plática for you guys today. Some real Pláticas. We're gonna set the tone real quick, Today's episode's about tattoos. Tatuajes.
Ooh.
How many people got tattoos out here, Nicole?
A lot of people got tattoos out here.
A lot of people got tattoos out here.
Even abuelas out here with tattoos now.
Abuelas. Damn, because there's young grandmas and stuff now, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. You got abuelas with tattoos. Wow. Well, we'll get into all that. That'll be the Plática of the day. We got the Recalentado today. We got the ¿Qué tal segment today. We got Palabra del día. We back in full groove, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy, man. Let this rock. It's classic. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is a good song.
Sorry, no lo siento. Tap in. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud. All your favorite platforms. We'll make our rounds to the little ones soon. We'll be on the Audio Max. We'll be on the Amazon Musics. We'll be on the Google Podcasts. But if you're really a podcast listener, you ain't really on the maps listening to podcasts. Actually, let me not say that. Because I actually had someone else that listened on this one. I forgot where. Shout out to Build Every Day, but he definitely said he listens on. I forgot Pod Universe, something like that. Podiverse. I'm like, I don't even upload them to Podiverse. Right there, Nicole. Mark that down. I be forgetting this ain't no B.
I know.
But yeah, tatuajes. Yo, there's a lot of people out here that be getting their loved ones tatted on them. How you feel about that? Cause I mean, you can get like your parents' name tatted. You can get, family members tatted. Mm-hmm. But when you get that partner tatted,
yeah, that
yo.
I had a boyfriend who was always like, "Get your name tatted on me if it's real," and I was like, what's funny is I would always because I would always tag on my hand, and I would write his name on my hand. I was like, "Oh yeah," but I was like, "It's never gonna be permanent. Like I'm gonna wash that off." Right, he would get so mad, but no. Every person that I have known, correct me if I'm wrong, every person that I have known to tattoo their partner's name on them, they've broken up. They've had to pay for it to be covered up, lasered off.
Man.
Lots of stuff.
Have Tias that. Have done that. 16 years old, got a, you know, her man's name tatted at the time. Yo, 16 though? 16? She had to get she got it too, like right here in her navel. She had to get and it looked nasty because, you know, after she had kids, it don't look the same anymore, you know. But then she got a big old rose to cover the name. I don't know.
Shout out to my aunt, everything too.
Shout out to my aunt because she definitely be listening.
Shout out to you.
Okay, but we'll get into the tattoo. We have different ways to engage in the tattoo conversation, especially in our culture, because if you're from the Hispanic culture background, tattoos are very looked down upon in our culture. Maybe now there might be some type of transition where they're more acceptable.
Yes,
jobs are more accepting of them too. But we'll get into all that. But real quick, you know, we kind of talked briefly about what happened, you know, was where we've been at, but I kind of want to just set things clear a little bit because we weren't supposed to take this much time off. We gave you guys 3 episodes premiere day, and we ended up recording the 4th episode the week after, and we just had some problems, some personnel problems. Shout out to my boy though, you know, peace and blessings to him always. Yes. And it kind of just backtracked us, you know, and I tried doing the mixing and mastering myself. and then I listened to the first 3 episodes and I said, nah, I can't put it out. I can't put this out. I can't do us like that. And that's probably me getting in my own way and getting on our own way, because at the end of the day, just put the content out too. You know, there's so many ways to look at it. Just put it out. Who cares how it sounds right now? Eventually it will start sounding better. But I'm just a perfectionist to an extent. And I'm willing to pay too. That's the thing. Like that's why, you know, you can't even say, well, how come if he's doing it for free? No, I'm trying to pay, and people still bail on me. People still bail on me, bro, and they're getting paid. Like, why? I don't know. That's another episode.
Es otro para otro día. Otra plática. But I think that we have learned that how to deal with obstacles.
Yes.
Maybe 3rd time's the charm.
Yes.
Aquí estamos, we're here,
yes.
And it's just grateful for the individual who is here today. Thank you so much.
Shout out to you, brother.
Shout out to you guys for having me. Appreciate
you. Bro. Hopefully, you know, my nightmares end.
Yes. Yes.
No, I've been having nightmares because, like I said, I speak too soon sometimes, and I get all hype, and I think I finally found someone, and no. Negative.
It's just life happens. We understand it. But we also want this to continue and be a part of our lives, you know?
Yes. Yeah. And this ain't play to me. This ain't play. Every week we here. Every week I'm present, and we've been showing up. And before it would have been easier for me just to record myself when I have the mixer right next to me, and I was able to mess with it and, you know, be alert. But now, like, it's a whole production set in here, and I have a whole control center. I can't be focusing on the boards and running the audio and how it sounds while I'm trying to podcast. You know, I won't, like you even said, we were supposed to even try it out one week, and I realized I'm not going to be in this conversation like that. And you said, we're not going to flow. And, but I'm just glad we're maybe over the hump.
I think we had to make executive decisions, you know. We want to separate ourselves from other creators and providing you a wonderful listening experience. We would like to separate ourselves from other creators. Exactly. But no shade. That's just how we are. Chris and I think alike. And we want to bring you quality. And in order to do that, we had to take some time off and establish what we wanted to do.
Yeah. And just... I'm glad I just found someone that's an engineer, because I was trying to make people engineers, you know?
And I think that, you know, behind the scenes, we've had a lot of discussions, and the reality of the situation is this. You see the ability of others. Like I've said it with myself. You saw something in me I didn't see in myself. And maybe those individuals don't see that yet in themselves. And that's totally fine.
That's fine, yeah.
I wish them all the best on their journey. No shade. It's all love.
It's all love.
But you can't force people to do something. And now that we have someone who this is their passion, this is their career, that could be a better fit for us.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm excited. You know, he gonna be here Tuesdays for OB. We're here for, you know, sorry, no Siento. And nice. But no, I just eventually we're gonna have to have a plática about pride, because pride definitely gets in the way of just a lot of just execution.
Correct.
Just talking to people, saying sorry, or just reaching out to people. Eventually we'll get into all that. But my pride did not let me drop an episode that sounded bad. That's just what it is. It didn't let me.
Yeah.
It didn't let me, because we could have put it out. We could. Who cares
We
how it
could've.
sounds? But. And we're not making no money off this, Nicole. That's the thing. But I just pride myself on my product that much. Like, I need, like you said, we have to separate ourselves from other people. And other people's audio sounds like it's on a Zoom call. Like, you can tell how they record. And that's not going to fly with me. Like, I want people to enjoy the whole audio experience. It's not just about what are they talking about? What are they saying? You know, I did that already with Conspiracy, putting audio out that had low levels, that sounded very low. The other person sounded crazy. Like, but it's still content, and it went out, and I'm over that.
People loved it.
And people love it.
People loved it.
But do I fully love it?
And that's where you as the creator are setting the bar for something more.
Right.
And not everyone may understand that. But that's just...
Man, I study this podding stuff, yo. I'm telling you, I really study podcasts. And this is my passion. It's my favorite thing to do, my favorite pastime. And I honestly listen now more to podcasts to get the game, to really get the game of the business, to get the game of, you know, just how to pod. Like, podding is an art. Like, people don't even understand that. People just think, oh, hit the mics and let's just talk some knowledge, or let's spit some game. And that's a type of podding itself, but you have to get into character mode. You know, when I did Conspiracy, I got into Conspiracy mode. When I do OB, I get into Chris X Matt mode. Here, I'm in like Chris mode. It ain't, and I was more relaxed me. So people have to understand these are all shows. This is entertainment. And I'm here to just distract people for the next 2 hours, hour and a half, you know, and I want to provide the best way I can. And I can't afford an engineer, so why not go and try to find an engineer, you know?
Why not just elevate the experience in hopes that people are going to appreciate that, and we can elevate this in a monetary form.
So yeah, that's where SNLS has been. We've been on hiatus a little bit, but hopefully, I'm pretty sure the ball's back rolling. It should be back rolling.
Mercury retrograde ends.
When did it end? It ends already?
I think it's ending like this week. So, yay.
We need to have a plática de los planetas.
Noted. Yes.
For real. Get like a Spanish astrologer on here. Eventually.
That's a great idea.
That'll be hard. Okay, so what is Recalentado? Oh, okay. So while we were gone, that last episode we recorded, you guys, by the time you're hearing this, we did 2 episodes. We're dropping 2 episodes. So hopefully you enjoyed the college episode, and now we're here. And on the college episode, that was the night that the Kendrick album dropped. So we've been on hiatus for that long. And I know this is starting to Siento, so I don't want to spend too much time on Kendrick Lamar, but that album was so deep and so good that we have to show love on it. We have to show love to it. It was so heavy. I noticed that the album was so heavy that I can't just throw it on just to throw it on. I really have to be like in that, I guess, in a healing bag, like an accountability bag. I have to be in that type of bag, because I can't just throw it on when I'm just whipping, because it's just so deep. And I don't know if that just bugs me, like, because it's so deep and it's so like righteous that it's like I need some negativity, you know? Maybe. I don't know.
But is it because we're so used to hearing negativity that's why we're not open and accepting? And so many people were so... I feel like a lot of people were not accepting to the album.
They weren't, because it pulled some strings on some strings of theirs.
Pushing boundaries.
And it's crazy that my favorite song on the album would be the toxic one, the We Cry Together. The negative one, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, out of all the songs, that's my go-to song.
Toxico.
Toxico, for real. But hopefully you guys enjoy the album. You know, shout out to Kendrick, shout out to the West Coast, man. We the West Coast, we in Cali, so that's home team at the end of the day. But I enjoy the album for sure.
Yes.
What do you rate it? I gave it a 9 out of 10.
I would give it a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
I give it a 9.
There were a lot of songs on it.
18 songs? Mm-hmm. And like the deep ones were fire though. The deep ones, like Mother I Sober, was crazy. It's so crazy, but I can't just throw that on to throw it on, you know? I can't just throw on my auntie, you know, my auntie is a man now. I can't throw that on just to throw it on.
Yeah, I think it's one of those where I listened to the album 3 times back playing it over and over again. I had my Beats headphones on. And I was just like cleaning the house, listening, or working on a project for work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, oh. And I like to listen to albums and have the lyrics going like on another screen, just to like, what did he say? To go back and really comprehend what is being said. But the reality is that society has gotten used to trash music that they can just play in the background or has the same repeating phrase all the time.
Yeah.
It has no real meaning. That's all I'm going to say on that.
It was too deep for people. People did not accept it because I seen a lot of hate, and honestly, it didn't live up to expectations as far as number wise, as far as the clout. Like it was a big first day release, but the following week the sales and the talk about it just dropped tremendously.
Yeah, because honestly, for me, I was listening to it, and then I stopped. Like you said, you have to be in a certain type of mood to put it on and listen to it. And
every time I go to it now too, I just skip around, but I always go to like the Silent Hill. I go to the like Savior. I go to the more turned up ones.
Yes,
the more fun
I like
ones.
Savior. Yes.
Yeah. Because that bottom half, like Auntie Diaries to Mother I Sober to Mirror, like and then even Crown, that whole second half is a lot. It's so dense, and that you can't just like bump it for fun. I feel like I just can't bump it for fun.
Yeah, I agree.
But I enjoyed it, and yeah, I mean, it came and it went.
That's a good way of describing it.
But it's Kendrick. That's why I'm surprised it just went. It's Kendrick. Like Drake, Certified Lover Boy was not. I mean, it was turned up, but that ran its course. Donda ran its course. This feels like it just came in and went. And he's one of the top dogs. He's one of the top out of 3, Kendrick, Drake, and Cole. Come on. That's why I find it kind of odd, but I know he's leaving the label. And this is all beat talk now we're getting into with music and everything, but it just it's deeper than what people perceive it to be. But yeah, I mean, that's all that forget Kendrick. Let's play some Elvis Crespo.
Elvis Crespo.
Before we get into our topic today, this goes so hard. It's funny because every time we have an episode and we have a theme, I start Googling like songs about like tattoos, like Spanish songs about tattoos, and a few came up. Well, the classic one, Juan Sebastian, came up for sure. That's classic.
Yeah.
But man, I'm so happy we're here today. Sorry, no lo siento. Please follow the Instagram, follow the YouTube, subscribe, please. Video and all that's available. We coming.
Share.
We coming.
Por favor.
Hey, my mom's in town though.
Hey, Mom.
Shout out to my mom. I have mamitis right now. Who know what mamitis is? You know what mamitis is?
No idea.
You know what mamitis is?
I haven't heard that phrase in so long.
No?
I haven't heard it in so long. My mom used to say that.
Man, I'm a mama's boy. I love my mom. I love my mom so much, and I know losing my dad earlier this year, you love her more, just hold her tighter now too,
Yeah.
Because man, it's crazy to think that I really could have lost both my parents. Like that thought sometimes enters my mind. Like y'all were both in the hospital. Y'all both I could have lost my grandma, mom, and dad at the same time. That's so wild to me. And 2 of them survived, 1 left, and 1 transitioned, and so it's nice to have her here have her in town. I haven't seen her since the funeral, which was in February. Well, I saw her when I went for my sister's wedding, but she hasn't been here since the funeral. And Father's Day is in 2 weeks, and that's a whole other roller coaster that I'm not ready for, to be honest. First Father's Day without him. I don't know. Yeah, so she's in town for all that, to just be here. For the next 2 months, she's here.
That's cool.
I don't mind it. Home cooked meals. Yeah. It's just mom, like, having your mom around is just so nice. Like, you seen this video on you follow that one page So Mexican or no? There's this video. like a grown dude just getting his mom's like, oh, está tan bonito mi niño, tan bonito mi niño, ¿por qué está chulo? But it's like an 18, 20-year-old. He's just like on his mom holding, and he's like, who can relate? And I'm like, I definitely commented and said, me AF. That's definitely me. But no, I mean, she'll be here, so that's cool.
That's good.
That she's in town for the next 2 months. So got a little distraction, a little company. I'm so used to being by myself that sometimes it's weird just to have people around me all the time.
Yeah.
But when it's mom and my brother, you all can be around me all the time. It's all cool. It's all good.
It's all love.
So what happened with you in this? What's been going on with you?
Let's see. I've been working with clients. Had a lot of client support.
Yeah, you've been getting you've been putting a lot of content out too.
I've been putting out a lot of content, everybody. I've been really trying to get these reels out for Sorry No Lo Siento's page. So if you see them, save the audio, make a reel with our voices. I just made a reel with Chris's voice.
I know, that was funny. That was a good one.
You'll have to check that out. But just been trying to work on more content, trying to get myself focused on what I want to do with my business. Lots of tests from the universe, Mercury retrograde, just people from my past appearing on my block. And it's been good though. I passed the test from the universe and I'm here. So it's just been good.
Has the content been bringing you more clientele as well? Is it working?
I've been getting more followers. I feel like Instagram was really glitchy, and honestly, I try not to focus on the follower count because it's all about quality for me. Because you could have 1 million followers, and if they're all bots, what good is it,
And I like only 20 comments. Like, I don't get people have thousands of followers, but they only get like 10, 15 comments. I don't add up.
Yeah, the algorithm's been kind of weird, but I still put it out there. If it could help one person.
But I think so. I think more so when it comes to like reels and content, I think people are seeing it. They're just not going to follow you, especially if someone's reposting on their story or if you pop up somehow. I mean, why follow you if you just came up on my suggested people,
Yeah, but I'm working on more Reiki content and I've been working with clients and so that's been good. I'm grateful.
That's good. That's good that you're getting I saw you been going crazy with the content on both pages, on your page and on Sorry No Lo Siento. So grateful because you kept the page alive even though we've been promoting the same 3 episodes in the last month.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, it's save the audio.
Save the audio, do a clip, save the dentist one, the Sorry No Lo Siento, No Lo Siento, Sorry No Lo Siento. Yeah, all that.
We need like a little fun video with that one.
We need a fun. We need to do one where we get all our moms and our tias to say Sorry No Lo Siento, to make a big old like video mural collage, whatever you want to call it.
Something. I use like my mom.
That one was good. Sorry No Lo Siento.
Yeah.
That was hard. I need to get my moms to do it. Actually. Yeah. But man, that's good. That's good that that you've been getting work, that you've been putting content out, being happy. So that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the second segment of the show, the Recalentado. It's been so long, so we're heating up some Thanksgiving leftovers,
For real.
The ones that stay in the fridge for the longest.
They were in the freezer with the date on like the tape or whatever.
We put them out and recalentar that. All right, Zoom issues. What were these Zoom issues?
We were having Zoom issues, remember, last time where we couldn't hear each other. And then it turned out that it was the update. And it was like, we were just like, what's going on? And then.
Man, we killed almost 2 hours we killed just trying to figure it out.
We were just like, what's going on? And then I was like, oh, let's just use my Zoom. And it was the update for Zoom, which made no sense why that was going on. But.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of challenges, but we're just riding the wave.
Yeah, for real. And honestly, like, I don't know what that day was. I think it was the beginning of retrograde, no?
Correct, it was.
Sometimes I try not to put too much emphasis into the stars and the moons and all that, but it'd be so accurate sometimes where it's like, okay, it has to have some type of energetic pull for sure. Yeah. Because it doesn't make sense. It don't make sense at all. And as soon as it's over, like, well, the engineers now here, like, everything just kind of like the storm passed, and it's time to get back to regular program.
The sun is out.
The sun is out. Yeah, it's so wild. But okay, so Recalentado from last episode, actually, because it was about college. And we just started seeing, it's funny because we did the episode, and right after that, we just started seeing so many videos of people graduating. And obviously, it's graduation season. Wink, wink. That's why we did the episode. But right after that, we started just seeing so much like Hispanic people post their videos, right? And it's funny because they be posting the ones with like, crying with their parents or making them wear the cap and gown, and like if they graduated too.
Yeah, which I think that some of them are very heartfelt. I think some of them were just like, oh, this reel got 1 million views. I'm going to do it too,
That's true. That's true.
I mean, but I think that there's some, because I did look through them. I think that there are some where, the parents worked in the fields and it's like, es un orgullo, like they're really like, wow, I brought my kids here. They're graduating from college.
Right.
But then there were just other people who I just felt like it was a production for the gram.
Right.
Which is fine.
Fine. Yeah, that's cool.
Do you. I mean, get the clout. Está bien.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But no, that was yeah, my brother actually finished not finished, but he's done with school this semester.
Oh, nice.
I think he's going abroad next year too. That's a whole different. That's my little brother. He's the smarty pants in the family for sure. He's the one that's just naturally gifted smart and academically smart, because he don't got street smarts. He's not really common sense smart, but he's academically, book wise and study wise and grade wise. Oh yeah, straight A student.
What is his major, if I may ask?
He's being an architect.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah, kind of following my dad's footsteps a little bit.
That's cool.
My dad was
but see, he wants to do it. He's passionate about it.
Well, he loves art. He likes drawing and all that stuff, and he knows that there's not too much money in that if you're not like a big type of artist that your paintings are selling for a lot. So he's like, if I can get my itch of drawing through this way and make some money, so
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with him, but I wish him the best of luck.
Yes, more power to you, because I can't even sit in a classroom to focus half the time.
I can only sit during a pod.
That's it, right? Right? No lie, for reals. We're just all cut from different cloths, Not everyone's gonna follow the same.
I don't even sit at work. I'm just always moving around at work too.
I work from home, but I stand all day. I can't sit. I fidget a lot, so.
I seen you earlier with your little crystal fidget.
Yeah.
I was like, what? They make those? Or you just use a rock as one, huh?
I just use a rock because I fidget so much.
Oh, man. Well, I hope you guys have had a good month. Summer's here for sure. Ya llegó el verano. Okay, ya llegó el verano. And vamos a tener una plática de summer vacation.
Oh, it's coming up.
Because, summer vacation was a vibe when we were younger, too. Mm-hmm. There's always something going on summer vacation.
Yeah.
Okay. Today's episode is episode 5. We are talking about tatuajes, tattoos. Hey, bro, can you scroll down that real quick, please? Let me see. All the way where it says start la plática. Right? More down, right there. Okay. All right, so this topic was really inspired by your tweet, Nicole.
Wow.
We were trying to find it's funny because we can have so many pláticas, right? There's so many topics we can touch on, but when you try to think of the topic, sometimes like we don't think of them on the spot. We start like, I don't know, and it makes sense, and then we say certain topics, but it just doesn't fit the timing. I don't know, like it just we'll get to that one eventually, but just not right now. Right. And if it doesn't hit us right away, we kind of like whatever, right? We kind of like okay, next. We're not really feeling it. So I was on Twitter and I read your tweet, and your tweet said, "How many? What did your tweet say?
How many tattoos do you have?
How many tattoos do you have?" And right when I read that, I was like, "Boom! That's the topic right there." I text you because that's a conversation in itself in our culture with our people. and being judged by our parents, thinking that we're devil worshippers, thinking that we're bad people, thinking that we're druggies, thinking that you're never gonna amount to anything because you have something on your skin, right?
Right.
And I don't understand their intentions is pure for the most part.
Of course. It's all love.
It's all love. But tattoos, they differ in every culture.
Mm-hmm.
But in our culture, I don't know why they're heavily looked down upon. And now that the times are passing,
and changing and evolving.
Yeah, that people are they're becoming more accepting of it. And obviously, like you said earlier, we have young grandmas, young people that have this belief, and now it's just art and just there's so many ways to look at tattoos now. But that initial tweet inspired this Plática. Now, speak to that, Nicole. A lot of people responded to your tweet.
Yes, a lot of people did.
What was the percentage of yes and no's?
There was a lot of yeses. I was surprised by the amount of tattoos. So I'm just gonna read. There were a lot of people who said they had 6 tattoos.
Whoa.
One person. Okay, so I'm scrolling down. Someone said they had 5.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said they had. Shout out to Missing Moda. She said that she has a leg sleeve and 11 more.
Wow, a leg sleeve and then 11 more tattoos?
Yeah, so a leg sleeve is like, how like the arm is a sleeve,
okay,
they do the whole leg.
But it's like one piece, right?
Right.
And then,
right.
Okay, and then 11 more?
Or it's like a flowing piece. Correct.
Hey, Missy Moda, I met you in person and I didn't see no tats. I mean, the leg one, obviously she had pants on, but I didn't see nothing like on her arms. Maybe I didn't pay attention. I don't know.
Some people don't like to have tattoos that are visible.
Ooh. Why do you think that is?
So because of jobs, like certain jobs don't want you to show it. Other people, depending on like culture, respect for their elders, they don't want them to see, because their tattoos, like they don't want it to be seen. Mm-hmm. Some people like it on other parts, of their body.
Now, do you think, like, okay, so those people, would you consider them to be just more conservative people? Or do you, like, because if I was getting something on my body, I would show it off. Like, this is hard. This is art. Like, peep this. But why would I get something covered up? Just because I want a tattoo, or just because, like you said, just to be conservative and be, not be burnt out?
I think so. Like before, I used to want a full sleeve, my arm, but I have like little arms. But also, I just didn't want my mom to be like upset.
Mm-hmm.
And some people think that it's like for women particularly, I've heard this, I've been in discussions about how it's not, if you go to a formal event, people don't want to see tattoos at a formal event. I mean, it's 2022 now. People have tattoos everywhere. But
everywhere, yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Face is like
neck.
the new neck, face.
Neck, yeah. Mm-hmm. Shout out to hip hop.
Yeah.
Not for real, because when Lil Wayne just came out, like, he changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
everybody got the little tattoos right here.
Man, he got so much tats on his face, he got no more space.
Mm-hmm.
It's all jammed up right here on the side. And I'm like, man, Wayne, what happened? But that's he influenced Double Cup. He influenced the tattoos. He influenced like that dreads, long dread. Like, I don't know, people have had dreads before, but Wayne, when he long hair don't care. Like, no one was saying long hair don't care before Wayne. But that's interesting because my mom always was like, oh, she never threatened us like, if you get a tattoo, you have to get out the house and all that. But she was always on some, no, that's loco. No, you don't need a tattoo. Why would you want that? That's ugly. Like, you should leave your body alone, even pure and all this. And I wanted a tattoo my whole life. Till this day, I would love a tattoo. But the only thing that keeps me back from doing that is I'm scared of needles.
Oh.
That's the only thing, bro. I've been scared of needles my whole life, of shots.
So you're not a blood donor?
No.
Okay.
Heck no. Oh, no. I'm sorry. No, that's funny because earlier I said I had my meaties, right? The last time I got blood work done, that's a whole different Plática because I had a false STD scare, kind of, you know, like
Wow, we're gonna have a Plática
that's a whole
on that.
Plática about that. But I went to go get blood work done to see if I was, if I was good and everything. And my mom was in town that during that period too, so I dragged her with me. And I remember when I went into the room, I'm all looking away too. And as soon as they put the alcohol, I'm like, and she's like, yo, I haven't even done anything. So then she does the blood work and everything. It was so fast. I was like, well, we're done. And they're like, yeah, that's it. I'm like, all right, cool. As soon as I walk out the door, the people on the waiting room were like, are you good? And I started dying. Me and my mom started cracking up. And she's like, no, he's a little baby. He's scared of needles. And they're like, yeah, you seem like you were having a hard time in there. And I was like, bro, I was panicking. Like, I don't care. I'll be a little girl when it comes to this. I do not care. So that really always kept me away from getting tatted. And I always wanted gauges when I was younger too. Now, looking back, I wouldn't get gauges now.
Yeah,
At the time, that was a thing, you know?
That was a thing. Yeah, that was
Seeing the little cones poking through the back.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, it's cool. People still rock that.
Yeah. But again, I had to get my ears pierced with a needle, and no, I'm not doing that. So I have 0 tattoos. You guys are curious.
So 2 people said that they had 0 tattoos.
How many do you have? You have a lot?
I have
At least one above the elbow.
Ooh, you have one above your elbow?
I have 2 on my wrist. I have one behind my ear. I have one behind my arm.
Oh,
I have one on each side of my rib cage.
Word?
And I have my thigh.
Damn.
Yeah.
And do they all mean something, or is it just something that they just look cool to you?
So my first tattoo, which people this was my first tattoo, and I always got guys at the bar like, oh, do you like 69? And it's like,
It didn't look like that though.
it's my astrological sign.
It's a Cancer.
Yeah. So that's the one where I've always like contemplated covering it up, but then it's like that was my first tattoo, and I hid it. Like I would wear one of those little wristbands.
How old were you when you got this?
I was 18.
So you were allowed to get it. You were still in your parents' home?
Yes.
So they weren't approve of it.
They were just not. So I have like cousins who have a lot of tattoos, but they were just not with it, and they knew that I wanted it. Like, but I hid it for some time, and then I think I was having like a surgery, and I was like, "Here's my tattoo. I'm going into surgery. Love you." You know, like.
You would throw it on them at that time.
Exactly. He's like, you can't yell at me. And then like I have 3 stars behind my ear. That's like for past, present, and future. Like that. I have a heart with wings that says Bas. And that was just I got that just because like I've always gone through like a lot of hard things, and I don't know. There's like this rapper from Sacramento, shout out to Peso Harlem. He had this rap lyric that said, I wear my heart on my sleeve in case the dream disappears.
Bar.
And so that's just that right there.
Wow.
I have the word love tattooed on my rib cage. I got that when my brother was in Afghanistan, and I was just like trying to juggle sobriety. So that I got that done in one session, it's a
big love, or it's a small one? Oh wow.
Yeah.
What's your smallest tat?
The one behind my ear. Yeah. And then I got this ninja star. So my best friend yeah, and then there's a peace sign in it.
I seen that piece with the little ninja dagger.
Yeah, with the dagger. So my best friend Mario, shout out to Mario. He's a tattoo artist. When he started tattooing, he was like, hey, I need to practice on people. And so we were like, so he ended up tattooing on himself a ninja star on his leg, because that's what most tattoo artists do. They'll practice on like oranges or on their own legs or whatever. So everyone who got the first series of tattoos, everyone has their own version of the ninja star.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Everyone who got, like, I was the 7th tattoo, so.
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah, and then On the other side, he did my rib cage. I have a colibri, which is a hummingbird, which is funny because how I have a relationship now with that.
And you got it at that time when you got it, you didn't have the relationship with the hummingbird? That's crazy.
I have a big hummingbird. There's this girl, and she's holding these petals, and they're like flying away. There's like these mushrooms. I have like this whole scene on my rib cage. And then my leg, which is not done. I know he's going to give me a hard time. I need to go in. I have Alice in Wonderland with all the little flowers and like a whole scene on my thigh.
Safe to say you love tattoos.
I do. I think that there is this pain that every time I've gotten tattoos in my life, I was going through a hard time, and I think it was easy for me to process physical pain instead of dealing with the emotional pain.
Is it equivalent to like cutting yourself?
I don't know.
No?
It's way, I don't think, because this isn't self-mutilation. Because at some point there is like, I don't see it in that way because I feel like
there's carving
this is
into
art.
you.
This is art though.
Okay.
There's no scar reminding me of some sad moment where I felt the need to hurt myself. This was, I'm going through something. I want to express it in an artful way. The pain eventually subsides. I have a high pain tolerance, so.
Women usually do. Y'all can tolerate so much pain.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you say that. Because I mean, why doesn't tattoos leave you scars if you are getting cut? Or nah, you're not getting cut? It's like you're getting like sliced open, nah?
Cutting is like, and then the needles are just like here. There's like multiple needles.
Like scratches, huh?
It's like sometimes it feels like the coloring, the shading.
Have you ever heard of a stick and poke?
Yes, I actually would love to get stick and poke.
Wait.
So it's one big needle, and they just do all those little tattoo marks over the course of 8-9 hours.
What? No.
Like this.
One poke at a time.
That's how they do it.
So manual tattooing.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Like some Polynesian tattoos. I think Angelina Jolie got that style tattoo like on her back or something.
Yeah, she had like some dot stuff on her back.
Yeah.
That's wild. Because it's funny you guys bring that up because I actually put that on the outline where I want to get into like the tattoo culture because there's a whole culture behind tattoos. But because I'm not in that culture, I don't know too much. But I know that there is a whole thing behind it. There's so much that goes into tattoos. It's a mean industry, like $1 billion industry, right? Or $1 million industry for sure.
There's a lot of money in tattooing. If I could draw, ooh.
Man, that's wild. But it's safe to say that you're okay. So you are into tattoos. You're for tattoos. Did you ever? Is that something you want in your partner as well? Do they have to be tatted up? Do you care if they're tatted up? Does it turn you on more when they are tatted up?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. Vamos a ser honestos. Like one of my exes, who I will not name, that's what attracted me to him. Buff, tall. He was tatted from all here down. He had like the little face tattoo, like the really tiny, like hands, arms, like everything. But he looked like, obviously he never met my parents. Mom, if you're listening, you never met him.
Shout out to your mom because she listens.
She do.
Telling us we haven't dropped. Relax.
Yeah.
You're throwing in my face.
He looked like a bandido. Like if you saw him in the street, if you didn't know him and you saw him in the streets, you would be like, ooh.
Okay, so he had the cholo vibe.
He definitely had the cholo vibe. But my current man, he has 0 tattoos. Not one.
How does he feel about
him? He saw mine and he's like, he's cool with it, but it's not something that he's ever felt the need to do. But I think also I don't think any of his family, I think one of his cousins has tattoos, but it's not
excessive. I don't like. There's a lot of men out there that get turned on by tatted women, and to me, it doesn't do nothing. I actually would prefer, maybe because I'm not tatted, and maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I shouldn't say this, but I think tattoos is like a masculine thing. And maybe that's just my conditioning and programming.
Maybe. Or maybe what you've seen. I think it's an acquired taste.
Right. I think I don't like the blasted stuff. I think when girls have little ones, like here and there, like a wrist one, like you, like that's cute. Like certain things like that is cute. But when it starts getting into like big pieces and especially on arms, I don't know why I don't like it like on arms on women. I don't like the arm stuff.
Not everyone could rock the arms. You know what I wanted to do? Sorry, Mom. I wanted to get both my hands because I have little hands. Like, ugh.
That's hard. I've been thinking about getting OB on here. Now I want. We actually been me and my mom wants to get tatted. You know, we all want to get something tatted that has to do with my dad. Mm-hmm. But something small. I even told him like I'll do it, but I'm only gonna get like some initials, maybe like his life path number or something like that. Like something very subtle. But I don't want to put his initials because they're my initials, and I'm gonna feel like I'm just putting my own initials on.
People are gonna be like, "Why are your initials on your body?"
And the birthday's like a day apart, so it looks like I have my own birthday on there. Like.
What are your thoughts on like remembrance tattoos? Like when people get like the mom with the heart or the, you know, like the date or like the little ribbon that says.
Yeah. I mean, if it's someone that you really love and you had like a real emotional connection to in this lifetime, in this realm, then yeah, I understand why you would want to have that and rep that with you at all times, and you want to wear that, you know. And that's why I'm really considering getting something that has to do with my dad because, and I want to get it like right here under my under my what's this called? What is this part called?
The bend of your arm.
the inner elbow, is that what it's called?
The inner elbow, yeah.
I want to get something right there on the bottom, but I don't know what I want to do yet. My mom wants to get this one. My dad actually like did like this heart for her and like wrote like her name or something, and she wants to get that, you know, drawn on her, but she's scared because she's like, I don't want it this big, and I'm like, well, it doesn't have to be that big.
Make it smaller,
they can make it smaller, yeah.
Or you know what's really cool, because like I said, my friend Mario is a tattoo artist, so I've seen a lot of things go down in the tattoo shop. I used to sit there and just watch people get tattooed or talk to people. It's also like something that they loved. Like, I think someone had gotten like a pencil or something because the person that they were honoring loved to write or something.
Oh, that's
cool.
Cool.
You know, like something like that would be cool also.
You know who Kerwin Frost is? He has a pencil like straight on his face coming down like here.
What?
It looks cool, but I wouldn't get that.
I wouldn't rock it.
But it looks cool. I ain't gonna lie, it looks really dope because no one has that.
No one has
See that and you know who is when you're in the industry, when you're in entertainment, that's like branding at that point.
And that's how the police can identify you as
well. Yes. But it's like, man, there's so many. Yo, I actually didn't have this on the outline, but what are some iconic tattoos like we know of certain celebrities and artists and all that stuff? Like Gucci Mane's ice cream cone is iconic.
Yeah.
The Birdman teardrops. Everyone has teardrops, but Birdman, the stars on top of his head, that's iconic. They're just certain tattoos. What is Wiz? Wiz doesn't have any that like stand out. I'm about to really think about that. That's gonna be my Recalentado for next week. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look and see who has iconic tattoos. You know anybody that has iconic tattoos?
I would say like Blueface.
Blueface, yeah, Blueface. He has what does he have on his face? The dollar bills coming down. No, he has the Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson has an iconic tattoo. So
it looks like Blueface has a Benjamin on his face.
Yeah, a big old Benjamin on the side. Yeah, that's ugly. 6'9".
Oh gosh, I just watched a documentary about him. You know, XX.
I watched it. Oh yeah,
Tentacion. He had all the one like his eyelids.
Yeah, that was hard. The little indigo ones on the nose were hard. That was hard. Yeah. And I like the little tree he had coming down like his brain or his forehead. I mean.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Rihanna. Oh, Rihanna's wings in between the boobs. There's a lot of iconic tattoos out here. A lot.
Yeah, that's a good one. Angelina Jolie, didn't she get like Billy Bob or something tattooed on her?
Probably. That was her man, no?
Yeah.
Oh, Amber Rose.
Amber, what does she have?
The name across her forehead.
Wait, she got tatted recently?
Yeah, she has someone's name across her forehead.
No way.
So this is
what?
Yeah.
Wow, that's news to me.
What does it say?
Oh, Lil Wayne's on the ones on the eyelids. Fear God, iconic. I had one of my. Oh, I had one of mine. Oh, I had one. No Spanish people though, huh? Any Spanish artists? Maybe
Bad
the
Bunny?
cats.
What does Bad Bunny have? Does he have tattoos?
No. I don't know. Amber Rose on the forehead. That's wild. That looks dumb.
So it looks like she's honoring her sons, Sebastian Taylor and Slash.
But on the forehead? Yeah, have you seen it? It's literally across the whole forehead.
No.
Nah, that's wild. That's wild. Okay. So how do you feel society views tattoos, Nicole?
I think that I'm kind of aging myself here, but that's fine. I think that 10 years ago, when I was in my 20s, I would go to jobs and I would cover up tattoo, like my wrists, I would cover them up. Like I'd put a watch on or a bracelet because it was like a faux pas in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see people like full sleeves, hand tattoos in the workplace, and I think it's great. I know that there are still certain places that do not allow. They won't hire someone with a tattoo, or if they do, they're like, you need to cover it up with makeup. Right. I worked retail, so I used to work for Express in my 20s, and that was like I remember working at the store and I had my wrist tattoo, and she was like, well, that's cute, it's dainty, it's fine. But then there was a woman who was working with me. She had like the chest tattoo and like below the clavicle and all of that, and they were like, you have to wear, it has to be covered, or you have to put makeup on it.
Yeah.
So I think it's changed. I think that the whole tattoo thing is kind of like, it made people uncomfortable. People felt that it wasn't professional.
Yeah. I think people felt shameful to have tattoos at some point. I feel like they like it in their personal time, but they feel the shame when they present themselves to the world or to like employers and stuff like that.
Right. And years ago, I remember I was like leaving the hospital and I saw a doctor who was off his shift, and he was like taking off his jacket, and he had a full sleeve. A doctor had a full sleeve, and I was just like, whoa, that's
It surprises
cool.
You, huh? Because you're not used to seeing them.
It surprises, yes.
But it goes back to the conditioning program that society has placed on us, that because he's a doctor, he shouldn't have tattoos, right? Like,
right.
He's
not professional.
Exactly, it's not professional. Oh, the white people in that professional world, I swear. I swear. That's the way of saying it's not white enough, huh?
But I think that some people have been conditioned to believe, and this is, I think this goes across the board in multiple cultures. If you have a tattoo, I'm going to quote my mom. Hi, Mom. Oh, solo las prostitutas y los bandidos. And that's something my mom and my dad would say. My grandma
would always say that too.
Prostitutes in Nicaragua have tattoos. They're like my great cousins. When my great cousins she got a tattoo on her leg in Nicaragua, that was like, whoa, that was a huge deal.
I bet you it hit different out there too than it does here. Like breaking like the moral codes here. I mean, not moral codes, but breaking like your family kind of, expectations here. I don't think it hit as much as when you break them at the home grounds.
Yeah, and it's, because even, for example, I have a buddy from El Salvador. When you go to El Salvador, they're like, oh, if you're tattooed, you're a gang member. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's an automatic assumption. It's automatically assumed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because even when I started working where I'm at now, a few years ago too, if you had tattoos on your hands, you had to wear like a long sleeve, or you had to wear something to cover them up. Whether it be like those those Under Armour things too that just be tied on you.
The sleeves,
The sleeves, yeah. And about 3-4 years ago, where they finally told us that it didn't matter no more, And it's so crazy because once that happened, like I started realizing too, a lot of people had tattoos at work. I was like, damn, like everyone really tatted at work too. That's what's up. But I like how it is becoming more accepting because people are being them, and they're how do you say, they're the stigma behind tattoos. They're kind of they're changing it. They're changing all that because people are still showing up to work. People are still being professional. People still need to handle what they handle. It's just that I like to be tatted. This is my way of expressing myself. And maybe it's not that deep to a lot of people. Maybe they aren't expressing themselves. Maybe it's just something cool that they like, and let's do it. Let's put it on ourselves, you know? I don't think everyone has these great intentions of getting tatted. Some people get tatted when they're drunk and they, you know, they're having fun. And, let's get matching tattoos, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think it gets that deep. But my grandma same way, you know, when she used to always say, tatuajes son del diablo. Esas son cosas del diablo. You know, ¿por qué estás haciendo eso si Dios te dio un cuerpo, you know, limpio? Tienes que ir para atrás limpio. And it's like, cool, I get it. Like that's cool. At the time when I'm young, it's like you're giving me more of a reason to go do this. Like,
right.
And you telling me no, I want to do this now.
But then also it's like my argument is indigenous cultures are tattooed, so
right, and
pierced. I mean, that's a whole nother
pierced,
topic.
Crazy, yeah. And I was actually wanted to see we wanted to make this into a piercing and tattoo convo, but piercing itself is a whole different, thing. But we see that just even in certain tribes going back, the pictures that we see of you know, our ancestors or indigenous people right now in the world, they all have these crazy, you know, piercings and tattoos and art, and
it's a whole genre of tattooing called tribal that people get.
Do you think tattoos are hieroglyphics? Is it a form of hieroglyphics?
I think so.
I think so too.
I really think so.
So doing some research over here in the history of tattoos, I'm seeing a lot of tattoos originated from different cultures as markings to mark different like statuses in society.
That's cool.
So like just like the class of the tribes are in, or what?
Yeah. So it says in Native American culture, some time ago, that the married women would get their legs tattooed, and
instead of a ring, you get like
and then also tribes would steal women from each other, so it's also marking.
Like property.
Wow.
Damn. That's wild. I wonder when the first tattoo ever happened. Like who discovered like ink on the skin just stays permanently.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like Polynesian tattoos, like Tongans and Samoans.
Yeah, Samoans.
That's like war. To me, they look like warrior type.
That's true. Yeah, like the guy from Moana.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wild.
I love that movie.
The tribal tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's true.
There are all these genres of tattoos, like Americana, which, you know, it's like the sparrows and the reds and the yellows and the very like the Americana type style, and then you have the tribal, and you have the new stuff like the cartoon stuff, the watercolor. There's so many different, I guess, types of tattoos that you can get now.
Like Old English.
Yeah, or some people have like graffiti, like tagged up tattoos.
Oh, man,
these are here the markings for the tribal women.
Damn, I wish Nicole can see this.
What does it look like?
Tetris.
Oh wow, that's a good way to describe it.
It looks like Tetris. Oh wow. Can you scroll down on the outline, please, bro? Yeah, but I think right there, yeah. No, but our culture definitely looks at tattoos like we're gonna go we're gonna go down the wrong path.
Mm-hmm.
They assume like once you get tatted that you're hanging around the wrong people, that you're getting influenced, that it means something. Are you part of a gang?
You're doing drugs. You're selling drugs.
Yeah, and because like times are where we're at now, we see like more like even though our cultures like the elderly still don't really mess with them, they're not as aggressive as they were before. Like you don't hear too much of like you're gonna go to hell, you're gonna go, this is gonna happen to you, you know, the devil has a hold of you, and it's more so just like we don't like it, but whatever, you know.
It's your body.
It's your body, yeah. And sometimes people get sometimes I think it's funny when people get tattoos where their parents can't get mad at. Like, how are you mad that I got our last name tatted?
Right.
Let me see. I think it might be before. Okay, we touched on that. Tattoos in your family. Do tattoos run in your family? Like, is your family known for having tats, or you're the first one to kind of branch off and doing that?
I was the first. I have a cousin who's older than me. She had a lot of tattoos. She has a lot of tattoos, but in our immediate family, I was the first one. My brother has a whole tribal on his arm, has a tribal design on his arm. But no one else in
Like
my family.
extended family, they're not big in it.
Besides that one cousin, no.
That's interesting. Now I think about it, because I was when I put this on the outline, I was thinking, I thought that a lot of my family did have tats, but it's gonna be the family that it was just gang culture, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my cousins, not like my first cousins, but a lot of extended cousins. That when we go to family reunions and we all know each other, but they definitely were, they're all tatted up.
Yeah.
I have an uncle. Well, he's like a distant uncle, but he's part of like the gang in Fullerton. They're called the Penguins. I don't know, but he has penguin on the back of his head. And I think that's big in our culture as well, where especially like Mexican culture, we have a lot of like our cousins and stuff that were part of the streets that incorporated a lot of art onto their bodies, and now they're a target, now they're burned, now they identify a certain gang and affiliation. Yeah. So tats have been definitely a thing in my family, but it has to be with the younger generation. The older people is few that do have tattoos, and they got tatted that not when they were older. Like I have a tío that started getting tatted after he was like 30. He was getting a few pieces and stuff done to him.
Okay.
So but immediate family, no, none of us. My dad was never fond of that. My uncle, both of his brothers don't have any tattoos. My mom and my tias don't have any tattoos. And so now recently, like immediate would be my cousins next door, my first cousins where they finally, like my cousin that's like my age, that's like 4 days older than me. He got a dragon type of koi fish thing on his leg, but he only got the outline done because it hurt too much.
Yeah, see the coloring. That's
and it looks so incomplete. But like he was always like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go back for my session." And 5 years later, 6 years later, it's still the same, just the outline. But his sister, like, she went crazy. My cousin, like, I knew she was always like the daredevil of all of us. She was always the one that had more cajones to do things. And she definitely got big thigh pieces on her.
I'm telling you, the thigh, that to me was hurt.
Wait, hold on. They have pain-free tattoos?
Yeah, so that's what I was just looking at.
I've seen that.
They have like a tattoo numbing cream that they apply on your skin before you get a tattoo.
I've seen people do that. So they place it on the skin and like they cover it up. So like I had my eyebrows. I don't know if I should consider that a tattoo, but I had my eyebrows.
Wait, your eyebrows are tatted?
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they are. They're like, there's now it's like what's it called? It's a type of tattooing that, it's like makeup. Like some women have their like lips, the lip liner tattooed. Some women have their eyeliner tattooed. Yeah. It's like permanent makeup is what they call it. Permanent makeup. But
getting your what is it called? Your eyeliner tattooed? That sounds crazy. How do they do that?
I don't know, but I would never do that. The most I would do is because I had like the chola brows, like they were so thin, and I was like, to grow them.
They go like that?
Trying to grow them back. This one just wasn't. So I ended up getting them done. But they put a numbing cream, and then they put like a piece of saran wrap on it, so it doesn't hurt. But for all my other tattoos, I never used numbing cream. I've seen people use numbing cream. I've just never used it, but it is an option.
That's interesting. Yeah. I definitely need that when I get an active tattoo. I don't want to feel. And then what's up with these glow in the dark tattoos? That sounds so dangerous.
I don't know about. I've seen it. I went to a club once years ago, and this girl had her whole arm was glow in the dark. But I just
what's in you about this point, right?
That's like some radioactive stuff. No, I don't know. I don't have any knowledge on what's in that ink.
Oh.
So those who have used UV ink for tattoos have reported a number of skin issues. They have had infections, blisters, and rashes because of the UV ink.
Yeah, no.
Well, UV ink sound crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous.
That sound like you just might as well put the microchip in you.
I'm good off that.
At that point, do you have a cool aunt or uncle in your family that's like the tatted one?
So my dad's sister, she has no tattoos, but she has the eyeliner.
Hard.
She
The
did
little
the
corner,
eyeliner.
the little triangle thing right here.
She did the top and then the bottom eyeliner because she didn't want to.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I don't like stuff touching my eyes like that. That's too close for me.
Yeah. Well, earlier when I was talking about my extended family, I touched on uncles that definitely are the tatted up ones that they lit. They're the cool ones for sure. Well, actually, my aunt, my mom's youngest sister, when I told you earlier that got the thing covered up, she was the cool aunt. She does have her eyebrows tatted too.
Okay.
She has that. She was the one that was the more wild one out of the 8 siblings. The youngest one was the one that gave the most trouble, sadly. But yeah, that is the cool aunt or uncle. Okay, let me see. Next on this outline, why does our culture think that tattoos make you a bad person?
I just think it's been programming, from the motherland.
But where do you think they got that? You think it was a church that instilled that beliefs in them?
Maybe. Possibility.
I think it is.
It's like
it has to be religion.
Your body is a temple.
Yeah. You got to take care of it, and
right.
You're only borrowing it, and then for this lifetime and all that. Which it makes sense, but free will, right? I mean, why can't I do something with if you bless me this vessel, why can't I customize it, right?
Let me design my meat suit.
Is that wrong? Eventually we'll have a conversation about I think we should have a plática about body work and girls getting body work and all that stuff. But
yes,
is that a bad thing when it's your vessel? It's your car, right? Why can't you fix your car how you want to fix it?
But for the sake of argument, I think some people will be like, well, God created you in this perfect.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Religion again, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So, no sé.
I think it had to be religion, or maybe because money too. Maybe because if they had money and they were able to and the resources to get tattooed, maybe more of our people would have it. But because it's a thing that it's not free. I mean, it could be free, right?
I mean, if you're doing homemade tattoos, which I don't recommend, I mean, some people get tattoos in prison also.
I have that on the outline, actually. I did put it on the outline, tattoo culture. I put prison tats.
I know some people, you could always spot a prison tat.
Why? What's the difference?
It's just not, I mean, they make the tattoo guns with they burn stuff to make the ink. And first of all, if you're getting a good tattoo, you need to be in a clean environment, clean needle, clean person, gloves. Prison, I've never been to prison, so I don't know, but I don't think that's the most hygienic environment for you to have someone poke into your skin. Hey,
fool, come tap me up, fool.
Come to my cell. No.
No, whoa.
No. Yeah.
No. Tap me up in the yard, bro.
And even people who do homemade tattoos, that's also...
Everyone that has a homemade tattoo has those 3 dots on them.
Yeah.
The Vida Loca one. That's another iconic tattoo.
My Crazy Life, yes.
Yeah. Ice Cube.
Oh, yes.
Yo, I'm coming up with all of them now.
I know.
Eve with the paws on her boobs.
Oh,
yeah.
But with the tattoos, there are dangers involved with homemade, with prison, with not going to a good shop that you could get hepatitis and other
I actually was Google. I wasn't gonna include that in the outline. I was Googling it. I wanted to find statistics about the health risks of tattoos. Because we hear so much positive things about tattoos, bro. It's so loved in the door of tattoos that we don't hear the negative side of it. Because I'm pretty sure tattoo artists out there that don't clean, that are not sanitizing their stuff, and that are maybe not consciously getting people sick, but it's tricky. That's open. I say it's blood. It has to do with blood.
Yeah, it's bloodborne pathogens.
There you go. Yeah.
And also, are they having people fill out the forms and being honest? What if you're tattooing someone that has some kind of disease that could be passed,
Do they approach those differently? So they ask you that when you get tattooed if you have any HIV? They're supposed to.
And there are artists who specialize in just tattooing people with HIV.
Oh, wow.
and they're supposed to ask you questions because I think if you have certain health conditions as well, I'm not sure if it's diabetes or, your blood pressure, things like that.
Where it thins out.
Right. Certain medications. I mean, obviously a good tattoo shop is going to ask you all these questions, verify your age, because we have a lot of people who are tattooing underage. And I just don't think that's okay. Like once you're 18, do whatever you want, but
yeah,
you shouldn't be tattooing underage kids.
Did you find any stats on that, bro, or no?
No, not yet.
Not yet. I just want to know how many people like. Do you know anybody personally that's gotten infected because of tattoo? Either one of you guys?
I have known of one time, true story, I was having trouble breathing because I had really bad allergies before, and I went to the emergency room, and there was a guy in the emergency room, and he had just gotten a tattoo, and it was like all these boils on his arm. And that could be, who knows? Maybe he wasn't taking care of it properly. You're not supposed to jump into go to the river. Like some people, that's an open wound. Like you're supposed to take care of it until it scabs and everything is new skin.
Oh, really?
But, yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's a whole process of aftercare. But I saw him and I remember seeing I was just like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
And he had said that he had just recently gotten tattooed, but I didn't follow up or anything like that because I couldn't breathe and I was like, I need an inhaler. But yeah, there's people who it gets infected. There is a risk of infection if you're not clean. It's like you get a cut. If you get a cut and you don't clean it, it's gonna get infected.
Okay. We kind of skipped ahead real quick, but we did skip ahead. But I wanted to ask you: did your parents ever threaten to not speak to you again or kick you out the house before you got tatted?
I don't.
Did it scare you? Fake scare you?
They try to fake scare me. I mean, obviously I was scared, hence why I hid it. But I was like, whatevs.
Good point.
But my mom, she didn't like it. Now she's cool. My mom's so cool. But at first she was just like, no sos un libro, no sos una revista. Like, you're not a book, you're not a magazine. Like, why are you getting all this stuff? And she would always be like, she would be like, póntelo en el hoyo, like put it on in your butt. Like put it on your butt, basically. Sorry, mom. But it's the truth. She was like, put it on your butt then. If you really want one, put it on your butt. And I'm like, why would I show somebody my butt, mom? Like, But
there's men out there getting their private tattoo. That's a different level of weird to me.
Yeah, everyone that's different, But no, my dad never, he wouldn't really say much. He didn't really like it. But at the end of the day, my dad would be like, it's your body, it's your choice. So
hit you with that back in the day, huh? Your body, your choice.
Right.
My mom, they never threatened to kick me out, but they did do that whole I'm gonna give you the silent treatment.
Yes, that happened. Yes.
And they did definitely say, as long as you're in my home, you can't do that. Like once you're out of here, you could do what you want to do. Even if I was 18 or 18 and over, they definitely were like, you can't do that here. You have to leave. But I never tested it because I never got tatted. But so I don't know how that would have played out if I would have came back home tatted,
Right.
But maybe I don't think so. Then they kicked me out after I dropped out of college. Then a tattoo would have been a big deal.
I think parents just say things to prevent us from making certain decisions, but ultimately it's our own choice.
And when did you said you stopped hiding it from your mom when you showed her in the hospital? That was the first time you showed her?
Yeah.
And then after that, the ones you got after, you didn't care if she saw?
So because I knew that she didn't like it, I didn't like, hey, look, I got this tattoo. Obviously the ones on my wrist. By the time I got this one on my arm, I was open about it. She didn't see my rib ones until later. She was like, oh, wow, Mario did this? I was like, yeah, he did. But it's not like I would go up to her and be like, hey, I got this tattoo yesterday, or eventually in time. She knows, she's seen all of them. She's cool with it, but
is there any that she loved? That she like, oh, wow, that's so nice. I like it.
She always is just in awe of how she's like, doesn't that hurt? The pain.
Yeah.
But I still need to finish my leg. I've been saying that for a couple years, but I'm telling you, the leg for me, that was painful.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so like I was saying, if I got it tatted, I definitely would have hit it from my parents. But it's just like we eventually will have a plática about marijuana and weed and all that. We definitely that's gonna come, and because that's looked upon down so much by our parents as well in our culture, and we're marihuanos and blah blah blah. But it's like when I started smoking weed, I kept it from them. I drops all the time, gum all the time. Never out here around the house. It's always when we'd go out with the homies or something. It was never burnt out. And then the more I started doing it, the more like I started saying, I don't care if whatever. I started slipping up and smoking in the bathroom, smoking in the room, and I uncovered the tattoo. And now I can be myself, and I can be myself around my parents and around everyone, and I love that. I love that I can be Chris X or just Chris around everyone, and I don't have to be like a certain type of person around my parents, a certain type of person around my friends, a certain type of person around my employers. I mean, yeah, that's a little sensitive around the employer, but for the most part, like the cool managers get the real Chris, So yeah, eventually we'll have that plática, but I definitely would have hit it too in the beginning. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, tattoo culture, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I have a few other points that I want to get to. I think you actually put this one in there, that a lot of young people are looking into getting indigenous and honoring indigenous via tattoos, and we spoke a little bit about it earlier, and Joe brought up certain the tribal and the Native American ways, practices, and but do you think that people are really honoring that, or they think that they don't know the true meaning of it? They're just like, oh, this is a cool pattern. It will look cool on me on the arm or something. Do you really think they're having with the intentions of respecting our ancestors and respecting the indigenous people, or is it more so just for fun and artsy?
So I've been seeing a lot of artists and people get like Aztec warriors or the different the different gods from the Aztecs, the Mayans,
Yeah.
Toltecs. I've seen a lot of people really look into it and say, okay, this represents this. I want it. I've seen a lot more of that. A lot of people doing it for the culture.
Yeah. For the culture, yeah. I feel that. They definitely trying to incorporate some of the teachings that are passed down, the practices and teachings that are passed down, and just like the art itself, because that's also a big energetic. It's a lot of big energy as well.
Yes.
Tattoo culture, prison tats we touched on, homemade tats we touched on. Actually, we touched on a lot of this stuff. Here and there. I actually want to get to this. This is fun. We're gonna have fun with this. Popular cliche tattoos we always see. And earlier you said that you have wings and a cross. And to me, that's a big tattoo. You see a lot of people with wings. I shouldn't body shame.
I have wings and a heart, but I don't have any.
Oh no, a cross. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. But crosses are something big that we see on everybody. Last names. How do you feel about that? A last name across your back?
That's not for me. I mean, I've seen a lot of people do that. That's cool for them.
That's cliche though, right?
Yeah, but if you think about it, I think that people have pride in their family name, so that's all they want to.
Right, yeah.
Men, I see a lot of men who do that.
I know that's definitely a man thing. Like you're repping your last name, your family, you're so proud of it. I feel it. Yeah. Like Esparza will look so hard on my back, but you know how long that's gonna take.
What if you got it on your belly,
bro?
Though?
Oh, we didn't even mention Tupac for iconic tattoos. Thug Life. That's like probably the top one.
Yeah.
That whole stomach thing. ASAP Rocky ended up getting ASAP on his stomach because of that. Like it goes deep. That was iconic, but Esparza on the stomach would look like it hurt too.
Yeah, I probably would.
A stomach tag hurt, no?
I would not get it. Yeah, that's. Ugh.
Let me see. Tramp stamps. Stamps.
I feel like tramp stamps.
Cliche?
You know, this is terrible, but you know what's worse when you see the tramp stamp and it's a guy's name?
We talked about this earlier.
Oh.
That's like ownership low key, huh?
Right. It's like your property.
Because a tramp stamp is like getting branded, I feel like, in a way.
But I feel like some tramp stamps were like little flowers or little vines.
Or wings.
Yeah. Not for me, not my style. You know, if you have it, cool, that works for you.
But is the point of that? I don't want to get graphic, but do women do that because like men like to see that from when indulging from the back, or is it like do they want people just to see it when they bend over to grab something? Like, what's the point of a tramp stamp?
So I think that some women get it because their body is aesthetically pleasing and they wear certain clothes that allows.
That was an amazing answer. She said it so nice.
Allows you to see that. You know, some women wear the low-rise jeans.
All those concas.
That's
good. Nah, I get that, yeah.
You know, some women have the dimples in the back and they like to wear the crop tops and they have it perfectly set. So
it is weak for back dimples. Oh my god.
It's aesthetically pleasing.
Bruh. I like when remember when Britannia, or was it Britannia, when she had that's a woman that's iconic for tattoos as well.
She has the 1A7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does she have that tattoo?
Yeah,
on her?
but she's the one that had the hip piercings too, no? Did she ever hip pierce?
She has so many. She has the cheeks, right?
The dimple ones that one's fire too. But there's someone that has their hips pierced. I forgot who it was, and that shit was. Mark that down. That was what was I saying? Dang, that's what I'm trying to thought. I was doing so good on episode.
The dermals, you mean?
The dermals.
Like,
dermals are fire. Fire. I like some dermals.
And then I it's like some of the tias are like, guess dermals. We can talk about that in the piercing conversation.
Yeah. But I like when when girls have the Medusa. Was that Medusa? Was it like the middle of your chest? That's not Medusa. Huh? Medusa this one. There's one that's like on like
the dermal. I have no idea what that one's called. I've seen a lot of people get that. And the ones that get it, some people get dermals in the dimples of their back. Or if they don't have dimples in their back, they put them there to accentuate. Again, it's all about accentuating. Aesthetic.
Koi fishes.
That's very, Japanese.
Is there a koi fish is a symbolism for what? Do you know?
I thought it was good luck. Don't quote me. I don't know.
Like money or something like that, huh?
Yeah.
Koi fishes look hard though. When you get them colored in and you have a good tattoo artist, they look hard. They look nice. Dope. I would consider getting a koi fish, but no.
So the most common meaning of a koi fish tattoo is perseverance.
Perseverance.
We're learning.
Shout out to Joe, man, with the Google facts.
I know. Thank you.
Oh man, Chinese letters and symbols.
You know, that's really interesting because I have seen people get stuff in other languages, and I say do your own research because some people have things tattooed on them in other languages that are not even right. Like,
because how can you really know, right?
If you don't have someone from the culture writing that out for you,
right?
Can you what do you have on you?
Right. But I do think those look dope. Like Nicki Minaj, right? I think she only has like a few tats, but she has those Chinese letters going down. I don't know what it says or what it means, but they look hard on her. Like they look nice. I like it, and I like them because it could be a big word with like a little bit of characters.
Yeah. It's not drawn. It's not a whole paragraph. You know, you're not a whole newspaper on your body.
And that's a big one. That's another cliche tattoo. This one though, Bible verses. Bible verses are definitely a thing.
They are. Praying hands is another one.
Praying hands.
The rosary.
The clouds.
People who get the Virgen. But honestly though, that's so, to me, like the guys that get like the Virgen on their back. That's cool.
You think that's cool?
I think that's cool.
Man, that's a whole masterpiece back there.
That's a whole masterpiece.
Yeah, that's on there too, Virgin Mary. And honestly, I think the most cliche one though, I think top cliche tattoo is gonna be boyfriend girlfriend name.
Yeah. I also wanted to touch on, I had added sparrow.
Yeah, what you mean by sparrows?
So someone had tweeted this, Occult Hours on Twitter had said, legend has it that sparrows are spirits that carry souls from the realm of the living to the realm of the dead. So sailors would get sparrows tattooed on them in hopes that if they died lost at sea, the sparrows would still be able to carry their souls to the other side.
I
was
That's
like, wow.
deep.
Yeah, because a lot of sailors, they get the sparrows, or they get the anchor.
The anchor, the anchor on the ankle. Yo, okay, earlier I said that I get turned off a little bit by women that have tattoos, but I love a woman with an ankle tat. I don't know why that's so sexy to me. Or a foot tat. I don't know why that's so sexy to me.
I've wanted a foot tat, but I have ugly feet and I have bony feet. I have bone. I've had surgery on my foot.
You know I'm a feet guy. Don't do that.
No. I don't like feet. I don't like feet. My feet are bony, and I have seen people cry. I have seen people shed tears during a foot tattoo. So no. I'm surprised. I should get my ankle tattooed. I don't have my ankles done.
Wow, that's funny.
So when sailors saw sparrows, it meant that they were close to land. So it was immediately associated with a safe return home.
Wow.
They were safe to land?
So sparrows were always near land.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you saw them in the air, it means that you were some close
distance. To the land. Yeah. Wow, the meaning of all this. Hey, sorry, no lo siento, man. I'm learning. I love when I learn on my own pod.
Yeah, it's great.
I used to love it on conspiracy. Like I'm getting put on game because usually you try to educate like the audience, but I love when I get educated.
As well.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. What else? The sparrow was cool.
The roses. That's a.
Roses are big too, huh?
Yeah.
And RIP ones. That's cliche, but I think that's the more like you said earlier. I think that's more of acceptable to me. Mm-hmm. I like RIP tattoos. Like if it means something to you, then throw that up and rep it and make that person live forevermore. Like to me, that's like your legacy continuing too. Like it'd be an honor if someone got my name tatted on them. Yeah. After I passed.
Right.
While I'm alive, that's a whole different type of
Right. That's a whole
appreciation.
Yeah.
But after I die, man, that's what's up. But
what about portraits? People get portraits of their family members that passed. People get portraits of their dog.
I know. But if you don't get a good person that draw it out, it's gonna look weird.
Please pick the right artist.
Bro.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that.
One outline on the cheek wrong can make an entire face look different.
Terrible.
So we didn't even ask you. You're tatted?
7.
One artist? How many different artists?
Many different artists. A couple toothbrush artists.
How do you determine? This guy's good. Just based off work, pictures, or
So typically, I would go and I would look at their work, and depending on what type of design I'm trying to get, I would look at work that they have associated with that design. So if I'm looking to get Chinese lettering, I'm not going to look at a portrait artist.
Right. Exactly that. So my buddy, he likes to draw. He doesn't like lettering. Every tattoo has a specialty. Some people like to do Americana. Some people like to do portraits. Some people only do small finger tattoos, like tiny, small lines, intricate designs. And don't go to a tattoo shop that's doing some weird bogus sale and some little cheap busted.
Buy one get one free.
Yeah, no, don't.
Is there ever tattoo sales?
Like some places, Friday some tattoo. Yeah, they'll do Friday the 13th.
Really?
But make sure you're going to a spot that has. So what they'll do is some tattoo shops will have the pre-flash drawings. This is what we're offering for Friday the 13th. If you want a Friday the 13th tattoo, pick it from this array of already drawn out items, but do your research.
I'm trying to put myself in you guys' shoes and see how I will go about picking who I want to pick. But if I'm not getting nothing drawn, if I'm just getting like a name or some numbers or something, I don't need to do too much digging, right? Even then?
You want to know how the quality of how their tattoos heal. Like, do they draw straight lines?
So it's like looking for a doctor, huh?
I mean, you're not going to have anyone botch. It's like a piercing. You're not going to go to some garage to go get pierced. They're putting a needle through your skin. Same thing.
I've actually pierced somebody's tongue.
You have?
Yeah, it was crazy. My friend woke me up at like 8 a.m. and he's like, "Hey, man, I think you're the only one of my friends that has the guts to do this." I'm like, "I have no prior training." He's just like, "Let's do it." And I did it outside of my cousin's driveway, inside of the car. I kept the gloves too. I still have his bloody gloves.
Wow. Yo, say that for the that you gotta say the details.
We gotta share that. Yeah,
you gotta say that one.
There's like a main vein
that's a recalentado.
That's a recalentado for sure, because there's a main vein that goes in the tongue that you could like bleed to death if you do it wrong or something.
He good to this day?
Nobody had told me that information until after his piercing was perfect.
To this day.
Oh, good.
He took it out shortly after, maybe a few years after. But one of my other friends actually got one, and his was botched, and he got his from a professional.
Wow. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe.
Wow.
And you weren't like, we'll get into it later.
Yeah, that's a recalentado.
Yeah, if you don't know what a recalentado is, bro, in our culture, that means like heating up food.
Oh, gosh.
So like in our culture, like after a holiday or something, when we all get together, the next day we have the leftovers. So it's recalentado, you know? Yeah, so
we're gonna have
he gotta heat that up next time.
Yeah.
He definitely gotta heat that up next time. Definitely. Man, but tattoos is like I didn't there's so much that goes into it because I'm outside of that culture. Like right now, just hearing you talk about it, finding the perfect artist, finding one that's the style that you need. That's some work. Mm-hmm. Where did your guys' love for tattoos start? Nicole, you can go first.
I've always I've liked to see it. I mean, when I was in the city in San Francisco, I would see a lot of people tattooed. I've always liked it. I feel like it's do you remember
when you the first tattoo you ever saw that you were like drawn to, like, wow, that looks, or the first time you ever saw tattoos, like, wow, that looks cool, like, what is that?
Yeah, I was a kid. I was a young kid, and I was like, that's so cool.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I liked it.
What about you, bro?
So my brother, he actually picked up tattooing at a young age, and he would tattoo himself all the time. That's why when you guys were talking about the health, health, not benefits, the health issues,
concerns
with they could come with homemade tattoos. Mm-hmm. He was using an electric toothbrush with a needle in it. He took out all the guts of the electric toothbrush, put a needle, and tattooed his whole left arm because he's right-handed. And I got my first tattoo at 14. A little bit out of the love for tattoos because my family is an artistic family, so I could appreciate the art behind it. And
nice.
It symbolizes stuff when you put it on you. You saying it loud and proud, like you're going out there and saying it to the world, no matter who sees it.
Yeah,
which is similar to the gang tattoos. They're saying it loud and proud.
Yeah,
but
hold on, because that's deep right there. That you like this so much that you're willing to just put it on you, and you have to really say it loud and proud. Like, that's why I said earlier, what's the point of hiding your tattoo if you wanted to tat it on you so bad? Why would you hide it?
Yeah, you don't even have to tell anybody. It's constantly shouting it because it's visible.
It's there.
Yeah, it's showing. That's why a lot of people get it on their foreheads, or so that way, no matter where they're at, everybody knows I'm from this area. I feel like that's where the gang tattoos mainly.
That's probably the culture that started, huh? Well, even drawing, like how you brought up the Native American stuff earlier, like it was all to represent where you resided at.
And then I remember you bringing up like church and religion and for tattooing and stuff like that. And I feel like associated with that is they used to brand people who were unholy. They would.
Wow. Okay.
So that's why they were probably like, let's stay away from the tattoos, and it had such a negative connotation because branding was usually seen as to show somebody something specific. But my tattoo started from rebellion.
Oh, really?
I mean, I like the art, but it was a little exciting having it at 14. Like, haha, look at
that's wild. Yeah. I would have got whooped at 14 for that.
It's funny. I actually had one on my thigh that I was hiding from my mom successfully for a year and a half, and my brother had pants to me in front of my mom. we just paused and stared at each other. And then I looked at my mom and she wasn't looking. I immediately snatched my pants up.
That's a crazy way to reveal a tattoo to your mom.
Right?
Oh,
Like,
man.
oops.
Wow. You guys plan on getting more tattoos? You kind of cool with it, or?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think so.
I have one planned for the 18th.
Oh, that's right. When I told him earlier we were talking about tattoos, he's like, "What? That's crazy. I'm about to get one."
Nice.
You know what you're getting already?
Yeah, so it's going to be a large stopwatch, and it's going to have a cross for to represent like the people I lost. So it's going to have a cross, and each lap, if you know how the stopwatches have laps, and each lap is going to be the date that I've lost somebody within the past 2 years. I've lost about 5 people: my mom, two of my grandmas, my best friend for 17 years, his mom, and then also my brother. He died at I think 29. And
Wow.
so I'm gonna get laps for each one of them because we're even though their race is up, we're still running this rat race.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Death, man. Death really just our first Plática, bro. Our first episode was about death and grieving because I had taken a big time away from potting just when everything with my dad happened, but I don't wish that on nobody, man. The loss of a parent, just loss of anybody that's really that you're super close to, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I see, like, you just saying that you're still here, we're still in the rat race, and you still have to do like that shows me like that your level of understanding of death too.
Yeah.
Because we had this conversation where a lot of people they get defeated, when they lose someone close to them, and it's like that selfishness of why me, why did it happen to me, and bro, it happens to everyone, and
Yeah.
just because it affects your bubble, you can't be selfish and say it shouldn't have been me. It shouldn't have been my mom, my dad, and all this. But to just get in the groove of things again, bro, because you're probably mixing, doing what you're doing, working, trying to better your life and your situation, your career, and all that stuff. But in the back of your mind, like you're still grieving,
Yeah.
and that's a forever thing.
Yeah.
And so many people just expect you to just be depressed in bed, just crying, and I get I'm all for crying. I'm all for letting it out, bro. But being just depressed in bed, not doing nothing, to me, that like you're just making you're backtracking because we're like you said, we're still in the rat race. We're still in the video game, and it sucks that they're not experiencing the video game with us. And I'm gonna celebrate in their honor, and I'm gonna live my life in their honor and my dad's honor, and just everything I do is it's for them. Like I have a reason and motivation now to go so hard, and it's sad that death had to put that battery in me, but I'm here now. And then you have two options: let it bring you down, destroy you, become an ugly negative person, or you grow out of this situation and you start prevailing and just.
So I feel like that battery has always been in you, and with the passing of somebody important to you, what you kind of get a sense of how they felt about you, and you're like, I know that they would want more from me. They wouldn't want me to sit in my bed. They wouldn't want me to grieve. My mom passed of brain cancer. She had breast cancer that went to her brain, and people always be like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I'm like, if you were to see how she's caring, but I was just saying, if you were to see how she was carrying herself like every day up until the day she passed, then it just felt kind of redundant to feel any type of like sadness. I was just she had always taught me don't mourn death but celebrate life. So I just couldn't carry myself sad daily because I would be sad and she would be happy, and people were like, "Why are you so sad?" She's having a blast. She's enjoying life.
That's the same thing, bro. My dad was not a negative person. Like he was very joking around, being happy, loud, and everything. That he wouldn't want me being not advancing with my life and continuing to live. And even though it hurts, because I don't know if you felt like this. Sometimes I felt selfish. Like when I would catch myself happy again, it's like, damn, am I over it already?
Yeah.
Like am I already done grieving? And it's not the case, but he wouldn't want me sad all the time either, So it's just tricky, bro. But I don't wish that on anybody, and it gets so deep.
And that's why I feel like I'm planning on getting my mom's name tattooed on me, and that's why to just have that representation on me all the time, to be able to look at that and bring back memories to myself. Not only that, but for people to see that and be like, oh, what's that? And me to go ahead, oh, let me brighten up your day with someone who's brightened up my entire life.
Bars.
Bars.
Bro, I love that. I love that. Let me brighten up your day with someone that's brightened up my entire existence, bro.
Exactly.
Right.
Wow.
People always say sorry for your loss, and I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to get to know her. She didn't get to affect your life like she did.
Wow, that's so deep, bro. I'm over here getting chills, bro.
Yeah, which is why when you told me about your dad, that's why I just send love. I don't like to say sorry for your loss because then it brings back negative connotation.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just sending love your way because that's what you need to get through that is love.
Yeah. Love,
Facts.
bro. Love, man. The
That's why I have the
Plática
word
about
love.
love needs to can be a 1-2.
I would
Yeah.
say one more thing. I feel like the only thing that is kind of hard these days is doing well in life and then getting to a point where you're like, oh, this is great. And then everyone's so happy and you look around and you're like, damn, I wish I could show this to one person I want to show it to.
Bro, like my sister just got married, right? Last month. And like my dad didn't get to experience that, bro. And I broke down at the wedding because like a lot of our pivotal moments are gonna like I'm so blessed to have him like to be raised with a father in my life, you know, to be 28 now and you know up to this point. But a lot of big pivotal moments are gonna start coming up. Like sister's wedding just passed by. You know, my brother's gonna graduate college soon. Like he's not gonna see this pop, bro. Will physically be here to see when this really becomes a thing. And he used to be a listener every week, you know, would always brag to his coworkers about me potting, his friends, like, oh yeah, my son Ben told me that about the conspiracy stuff and blah, 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 this and that. And it sucks, bro, because I started crying and he wanted grandkids so bad and he's not going to be able to see all that. And yeah, so I feel you.
Yeah.
I 100% feel you, man.
Yeah, love. It's all love. Sending love your way, man.
Yeah.
You too, Nicole, sending love your way.
Oh, thank you. Likewise.
We weren't supposed to get deep like that,
But
it
it
is what it is.
Sorry.
No lo siento. Okay, well, before we get out of here, our last segment of the day
Último segmento de la noche.
is our palabra del día.
Día.
Okay, our palabra del día is what, Nicole?
Aguja.
Aguja.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy how it has a G in there. I always said aguja with the V. I used to always say aguja.
Aguja. It's such a strange word. You know, I was like reading it earlier and I was like, you know how Spanish is phonetically written? So I was like, how would someone who didn't speak Spanish say it?
Ubuja.
Aguja.
Aguja, yeah. Oh, it's A, right? A-G?
Yeah.
Yeah, aguja.
Aguja.
Now, aguja in English is needle. And I felt like it would fit the theme of the episode.
Right.
So I'm going to use it in context, right? So I would say, what did I say? Go on that thing. I actually wrote down what I wanted to say. All the way down to the bottom, right there. Okay. No quiero tatuajes porque les tengo miedo a las agujas.
Oh.
I'm scared. I said, I don't want tattoos because I'm scared of needles. How would you use the phrase agujas, Nicole?
I would say, a mí no me dan miedo las agujas. Needles don't scare me.
Really?
Yeah, they don't. I was the kid.
Acupuncture?
I've done acupuncture. True story, when my brother was little and I was little, my mom would take us to get our shots and she would look away. And I was the kid who would for my brother, I would watch. I would watch the nurse put the needle in his arm.
Mm-mm.
I always did. I would be like, it's okay. And my mom would turn away like this and I would be the one. When I donate blood, I have to watch them put the needle in. And I make people nervous.
Y'all watch?
I watch.
Oh my gosh.
It makes me uncomfortable if I don't.
Really?
If I don't, it bothers me. And I make people uncomfortable. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I need to see you. Sorry, but I have to. Sorry, no lo siento. But I need to see you do your job properly. Thank you.
I used to do medical studies when I was maybe 18, 19, 20. And they would pay hefty $5,000, $6,000 for 2 days. Yeah, it was crazy.
Just blood work? Giving blood?
It's different. So it's different types of things. But I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of needles, thousands of times draw blood.
Oh my god.
IVs. Yeah, so I have no problem with it. I actually like the point that your skin flexes to until the needle actually slides into your
wow,
skin.
y'all different.
We're different. We're
Yeah,
just different.
breed. I'm not cut from y'all cloth.
No, because you would be probably. I've seen. I see people pass out.
That's me. That's definitely me, yo. I'm telling you, they put the alcohol with the cotton, and I'm like, I'm looking away too. I'm holding on to my mom, like, man. And you know what's sad? Because I didn't even want to go get the testing, the blood work done because. Like, because initially, like, before I went to the doctor, before I actually got, like, scared, because it ended up being a bad razor, right? I used a bad razor. And I thought I had something crazy. But I legit thought I had something crazy, right? And I remember I was so scared to go to the doctor because I'm like, I know this fool's going to tell me to go get some blood work done. And that's how scared I was of needles that I was not even trying to go get the blood work done. So the first doctor I did on the teledoc thing, this guy really going to tell me, oh, it looks like it could be syphilis. Bro, I lost it. I was like, okay, nah, I definitely have to go get some blood work done because nah, bro, nah. And then I went to the second. I didn't Google it. I went to the second doctor, and then as soon as I showed him, he was just like, oh, it looks like you used a bad razor. And that's my whole like warrior just came down. He goes, I'm still sending you to get tested. And at the same time when he said that, I was like, damn, bro, I'll take your word. It's just a bad razor. But that's so nasty. Like, why not go get tested regularly? But
right, that's a whole nother topic.
I just rather not sleep around instead of getting tested.
Yeah. There you go. And that's your choice.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own option or decision with their lifestyle.
But still, man, that was scary. That was a scary moment. I ain't gonna lie, and then the doctor that told me it could have been syphilis, he gave me like some cream, right? And the cream made it worse, so that's why I freaked out more because it got so nasty. So I was like, nah, I definitely got something going on. And the next doctor's like, what did he prescribe you? And I showed him what he gave. He goes, that's making it worse. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
You're like,
I didn't sleep around for like a cool year after that. To be honest, I was traumatized. To this day, I'm like still very like. I go into situations like,
Same.
I don't want to wear a rubber, but you know, don't want to be there again. All right, let's get out of here.
Some STDs last longer than tattoos. So
whoa, that's true though. That's true.
So be careful.
Them should be sleeping dormant. I don't know what that means, but that should be hiding. That should be hibernating. Damn. There I go again, Nicole. Right then, huh?
I don't know how you
got me.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Well. We're gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna get us out to this song because oh man, I hate YouTube ads. I couldn't find this song on Apple Music, so we're just gonna play it off the YouTube.
YouTube.
But yeah, any last words from you, Nicole?
Shout out to Joe. Thank you for being here today and contributing to this episode. It was really nice. I like how it flowed.
Shout out to Joe.
Shout out to Chris because behind the scenes we have just been triumphant, siempre adelante, no matter what.
Yeah. We push and we push and we push, and that's how I know I really love podding. Cause like I can't quit. You know how much real quick before we get out of here, I wanted to, I was so frustrated this last month, especially after not having an engineer last month, that I really considered just throwing the towel in. I was just like, why am I letting this stress me out so much? And I'm not making no money off this. But that's how I know I'm passionate about this. Cause I can't, as much as I want to just be like, whatever. Especially that my mom's here right now. I just want to enjoy time with them, that I wasn't really pressed like to get back to it. But like, nah, like, I'm sorry, Mom. Y'all gotta dip out real quick because I'm on record. And I love this. I love doing this. I love sitting down and chopping it up and, creating the outline, creating what we're going to talk about. And, just like, Joe, you did an amazing job today, bro. Like,
thank you.
Googling everything, like, expectations exceeded.
Thank you so much.
For sure.
Check mark, yeah.
So hopefully this is a long-lasting relationship, and we can I'm
hoping as well.
We can really get to it, bro. Cause I'm Riverside got to know Overly Blunt Network, bro. They gotta know we come.
The
world, bro. The world. But I want to win. I need to win the city first.
Yeah.
I need to win the city first.
Respect it.
We gotta win Cali because Nicole's in Sacramento. We gotta win California first. So yeah, man. No giving up anytime soon. Sorry, no lo siento, guys. Yeah, Joe, any last words?
I just want to thank you guys for having me, for allowing me to be part of the team. I look forward to the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one.
Let's
you guys
get
are
it.
great. Much love to you guys.
Thank you. Much love to you too.
And shout out to all you guys listening, all my tias, tios, ninos, ninas, primos, abuelos, abuelas, concuños, comadres, compadres. What am I missing? Nietos.
Ex-novios, ex-novias.
Cover up that tattoo. Cover up your partner's tat. Yo, man. Yo, I get high off potting. I get my whole mood switches when I pod, man. It really does. But thank you guys so much for still being here. We're done giving you guys the same content. We're done recycling stuff.
Repurposing.
We messed up earlier because Mercury's still retrograding, so there's no video for this till the end. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Sorry.
And that I do lo siento. That I do lo siento.
Okay, that one we'll give you.
But yeah, I'm Chris X Matt, Healing with Nicole, Joe Davis. We out of here, man.
Hasta luego.
See you later, man. Sorry, no lo siento.